system is on. Watch out for the deluge and engine ignition.
Minus 50.
See you on the other side, everybody.
Absolutely. No, I would just say absolutely. And we have liftoff right now of the Starship. That's going to be 100%. And as we saw with the last rocket launch, these larger rockets, I mean, it's the size of a spaceship, so it takes a lot longer to get up the thrust. You know, usually they start out the pavement and shooting upwards. Right, I mean, the New Glenn, the Starship, the Shepard. Two different vehicles. Earlier, Blue Origin tested the New Glenn vehicle. It was a lot more similar in its trajectory to the Starship, and its payload capacity is also pretty similar, I guess you could say. You can see the tracking shot there. They got it focused now. So we're on a sim, and it's getting close to max Q. So we've been looking forward to this for a long time. So keep your eyes glued to the screen. We can see here. It seems like it's fine now on integrity. It's not having any issues. Max Q is just the moment of maximum aerodynamic pressure. So when the external force is going to be the most extreme on the vehicle. We don't have a ticker, so I'm just assuming that's where we are. So it's still on ascent.
We are about 80 seconds into the 7th flight of Starship. I believe we can say we have 33 healthy Raptor engines as the booster is in flight and all the way on its way through max Q.
Oh, there's nothing like that, Adrian, when that sound hits you just after launch. And there it is. It's on its way uphill. You can see it turning into a star. This is my favorite moment.
Yeah.
This
Here,
is so
a little
amazing.
bit.
It's like, what
It's fantastic. We're T plus 1 minute, almost 50 seconds. Alex, you said it's 2 minutes to stage set? What is it, 2:15?
Go coming up.
Yeah, around
Yes,
2.5 minutes into flight, so we are 30 seconds away from that hot staging. 30 engines out of 33 will shut down, then the ship engines
here
will
we go,
ignite,
gang.
clamps at the top of the hot staging ring will open, and the ship will fly away. The booster, meanwhile, will be flipping back to beginning its boost back burn and get
that was
back
a
to the
disaster.
launch site. Remember,
Here we go.
that's when
Everything's
we decide
going good
whether
so
to
far,
go
and that's
back for a
fact.
catch or not.
There's the preparation for the ignition of the Raptor engines. You can see now this heavy venting that we see on Raptor engines right before they ignite.
So halfway to space, a little
We're
over
going to
halfway
see
to
that
space.
exhaust plume come out the side, and then we'll get to stage separation. But they vent that with that CO2 to clear everything out of there.
Shut down on Raptor ignition.
And hot staging, look at that.
Wow.
And the boost is going to turn
Boost
around
back burn.
and ignite those for boost back. Now,
It looks
right
like
now,
one engine is out on the boost back burn, but it's okay. They've done this before. It's okay. 12 out of 13 engines on the booster.
Hopefully they catch it this time.
and they're making that decision whether to go for a catch, and they don't.
Yep.
They only need the 3 center engines, right, for the catch.
Yep. Only the 3 centers, Gene.
And the ground systems are confirmed in catch position.
Yeah, because last time they came down too steep, their attack vector, their angle
waiting
of
for that
attack was way too
decision.
steep. So when they
That will
re-entered,
usually
they
happen
just kind
after
of
the
burned
shutdown
up.
of the boost
Actually,
back
it
burn.
did
That's
land.
somewhere where they will start to get to that decision
Looks like
point.
we are go for
They were
boost
just worried
return.
about losing control, so they
Go
landed
for
in
catch,
the
yes.
ocean. It was a soft
All right,
landing.
here we
They are
go.
on
Go
3
for
engines
catch.
and shut down.
We have a go for catch, so they're
So
going to try and
what
catch
you're
it this
seeing,
time.
those RCS thrusters
You can
puffing
see.
got
Hang on,
to
you
make
can see the hot staging ring has separated.
Oh.
Look at that.
Oh my god.
Guys, I'll
It
tell you
happened.
what.
It happened. Look at that.
This thing with Mark 1 eyeball.
Yep.
We
And the
clears-
onboard cameras.
It happened.
Hey, EJ, not to worry about you, but
One,
that thing
it
is coming
happened.
back to
It
you very
happened.
close to your Mark 1 eyeballs very, very
Look
soon.
at that thing.
I watched staging. I saw the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Clear as day.
You are
Unbelievable.
in for a
Beautiful.
spectacle.
Beautiful
It's going to be
spot.
quite a show. One of the things that I should mention, though, again, I said it before when we saw 12 out of 13 engines on that boost back burn. I saw a lot of Fs in chat. That is not a bad sign. They just called go for the catch, right? So that is one of the things that we usually say. This has engine out capability.
Yeah,
Hot staging ring separated.
that's true.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
yeah, it can lose a few engines.
So there
that's
goes
for
the hot
sure.
staging ring just below on your screen. You
Alright.
can see it just below in that puff of gas. You'll see the
Alright,
shiny bit of the hot
yes,
staging ring,
sir.
which changes the CG center of gravity of that, and they're
Oh my
go for
God.
catch.
Look at it up
on
there. You
booster
can see it clear sky.
Here we go.
And what they will
Starships in space.
do now is will
Almost.
perform very, very slight movement changes
going
that will bring
suborbital.
all the trajectory all the way very close to the tower already, which is the dunes. And at the last moment, they will then perform a divert maneuver to the tower itself.
God.
So basically, they will start to target a point just before the tower. And if everything looks
Let's
good,
hope
then
they
they
nail
will
this. Let's hope
go
they nail
over to
this.
the tower.
This is going to be
That thing
very close.
coming at us.
Yeah, coming
hope
straight.
they nail
It's
it.
coming
Look at
right
the
for us.
angle.
It's like,
Okay.
Look at the hot staging ring down below.
Watch out for the engine section, because that's gonna get red hot.
Yep. That's still looking good.
let's come
Oh,
back.
no.
We have heard nothing of the contrary that they are not go for catch. Everything looks still go.
Coming.
Dude, Adrian, it's approaching pretty quickly.
Yep. Oh god, yeah, it's
Well,
coming.
supersonic.
Look at that.
It's entry velocity, so.
Come on.
What the hell was that?
Oh god, yeah, it's
Hello. Oh,
We can blow.
Yep.
there it is.
Yeah, okay, it's still coming in.
the flamethrower
Fly.
So again,
thing.
so
Hey, do the thing.
do the thing, do the thing.
Paper on it.
Oh, the
Whoa! Vapor cone.
Like, what the?
Come on, baby.
Come on, light it up. Yeah.
Oh,
We got a
shit.
light.
What's happening?
Let's go.
Come on.
Ooh, it's out.
Oh my god, what's happening?
Let's go.
Let's
Whoa!
Looks like they got that nailed down.
I was making so much money with DoorDash. I wanted to earn money in my free time, but I didn't want to go out and get a boring 9.
Once again, a catch. Another. Wow.
Booster 14, you beautiful thing.
Oh.
And the amazing thing, the 13 engines ignited for the landing burn.
Yeah,
Really?
definitely.
They got ignite all 13
Came
for
down
the
a lot more
booster burn, but
gracefully
for
that
the
time,
landing burn
feels
they
like.
did. That's
They
amazing.
have leeway, so they know exactly how much
Dude,
fuel
that
we
was
needs
just
to
got a clue from
land.
the hot staging ring.
Wow.
Basically just runs out of
so
fuel.
Adrian, Alex, we just heard the hot staging ring come in. It made a sonic boom before went to
It's still
Davy
dangling.
Jones.
Oh, look at that, it's dangling.
Oh my goodness.
Now remember, guys, this is just half of the flight. We still have a ship on its way. And there it is on your screen.
And like I said last
And we
time
start
when
the
it
coast
landed,
phase
it could have
where
been
we started
caught.
this test.
They just
They're
wanted to
gonna
be
start-
safe. So it did land, actually.
Opening the payload bay. They're going to get those satellite deployment. The simulated
They were actually
satellite
talking about
deployment. But look
recovering
at
as
that.
well.
Booster 14 on the chopsticks.
Unbelievable.
Yes. Oh,
That's
my
pretty cool,
heart.
gang. And that
The
saves a
sonic
lot of
booms.
fuel
I
for the
wanna-
trip for the
Sonic boom.
trip to space.
Oh.
Yeah.
They get more Delta V, so they
Wow.
can launch
Very
the higher
loud.
inclinations once they catch the
Wow.
booster.
The hot staging
'Cause
sonic boom. Those are the
I think they're
loudest
not
those have ever
they're not
been.
trying to propulsively land it, so they save a lot of fuel on that.
No,
Oh,
it is.
man.
We have no
Oh,
words.
we've got
The,
a bit of
Like I said, it just
update.
basically runs out of fuel once
Why
it
not
gets
have it
caught.
gone
I mean,
that
it's
well
like
for the ship?
it would just fall otherwise.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. We're
the ship
seeing
is down
some-
to one engine.
Uh-oh.
Right? They only use 3 to coast in space, anyways. Those are
Wait,
the
Adrian, do we know what engine it is?
adjusted? They
It's a
have
one
larger
vacuum, but apparently
engine
they
bell.
no longer have data.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Okay. Uh-oh. I guess we're-
There's a giant.
Yep.
I mean, it's gonna re-enter
It
anyways.
seems like there were also some there was some fire
See,
visible
it
on
got
one
to
of
space,
the
though,
the
150
flaps, I think,
kilometers.
right?
Yeah, one of the things that I saw, at least on one of the aft flaps of the on the hinge, there was a fire there. I'm
How's
not
there a
sure
fire
what
in
was
space?
happening.
That's
I'm not going to venture to speculate too much, but I did see some flames,
I'll have to look into
and
this.
I'm not sure what's going on. It's definitely looking not great.
It's all right. At
Yeah.
that inclination, if
And
they have one
remember, Block
thruster,
2
they have all
ship.
the control and gimbaling they
So
need.
this is new.
Yep.
Obviously,
Yep.
this is not what we want to see, but this is all testing. We got Booster 14 back.
With that said, if a Starship did blow up in orbit, or if two were refueling and one blew up and blew both of them up, the amount of orbital debris, if it was at an orbital inclination, would be potentially hazardous. It could start something like Kessler syndrome because of the sheer size of the Starship vehicle, the amount of fragments of aluminum or stainless steel would be catastrophic, escalating, self-feeding cycle. So they could form projectiles that could collide with other space-based infrastructure like satellites and things already in orbit, causing Kessler syndrome, which is basically just a cascading effect. And so hopefully the Starship is intact and didn't blow up in orbit, but it seems like it got to space, and so I'd say the mission is a success. Honestly, they usually just crash them now anyways, because he already launched it and it got to space and the booster landed. So, and that's mainly where they're at right now with the testing. They're trying to get the whole vehicle nailed down so that it's all pretty reliable. And so individual components aren't that big of a deal. It's all about getting that information on what needs to be modified. This is the Starship Mach 2, so they're still testing this configuration. But anyways, we'll see if there's any updates now. I'm really impressed. They landed the booster, so I'd say that's a success.
Yeah.
Wow.
We got some
Absolutely.
goodies for you.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, guys, I'm going to head downstairs. EJ?
Waiting to find out a little bit more about stage 2.
So they still don't know anything about stage 2. It appears that they could have either lost signal or connection with the vehicle, or it might have had a self-destructive event in orbit or on whatever trajectory it was. It was at 150 kilometers altitude, I think, if I remember. Yeah, it says right there 146, so I don't know. It's not looking too great there. But anyways,
We caught a booster, but we are still waiting to find out a little bit more.
That didn't catch earlier. This was a new version of the ship. This was its debut flight. So a lot of learnings here for sure as we continue to tune in and listen in with the teams and try to gather more information to understand where we stand with the ship. But as Dan mentioned before, teams are trying to make sure that it's not an instrumentation error. We want to find out if it's, did we just lose communication or did something else happen with the ship? So teams are actively working, trying to figure out what we can find out, and we're continuing to listen in and find out more information to share as we can. But as we said before, and you can see it there on your screen, what a beautiful, beautiful sight to see another booster back at the launch tower.
still better than Boeing, which got their capsule lost in space after a much belated launch. But if you put the two together, the Blue Origin and SpaceX rockets would make one fully functional rocket launch today. Considering Blue Origin lost their first stage on re-entry, they were trying to recover it as well. And SpaceX caught their first stage but lost their second stage, it appears, at this time. But we'll see if we can get some more information on the current status of the second stage vehicle.
That was successfully caught just minutes ago.
For the ship, when we stopped when we started to lose a couple of the engines, we saw those dropping out, and then we did lose telemetry from the ship, so that means we didn't have contact with it. So at this point, we are assuming that the ship has been lost. So this was a brand new vehicle, essentially. This was kind of an upgrade version. So with that, there's a lot of things you're upgrading, but there's a lot of things you're going to learn
I
as
think
all
they made
those
it
systems
taller.
are now interacting with each other for the
They're
first
planning
time.
to.
But at this point, we did lose the
But
upper stage
successfully-
of the ship. So again, we're gonna listen in and try and figure out a little bit more about what happened. And obviously, we'll do kind of a full breakdown once we get smarter ourselves in the coming hours and days as well.
For sure. Now, for those that have recently tuned in, we're now a little over T plus 16 and a half minutes after liftoff. We do believe that we have lost the ship during its ascent phase. It's successfully separated from the Super Heavy booster, but during that ascent phase, a couple of the engines dropped out, and then shortly thereafter, we lost communication with the vehicle. So we are assuming that we have lost the ship, but we are standing by to confirm that, and once we can, we will. But this was a new version of the ship, of Starship, and it was intentionally designed and flown in order to basically test the envelope, as we have done with every one of these test flights, the keyword there being test, and really trying to understand the boundaries and the maximums for the ability of this vehicle to fly and understand where those boundaries are. So we always knew that excitement is guaranteed today, success not guaranteed. And so yeah, we are standing by to see if we can learn more about the status of the ship.
Yeah, success was never guaranteed. It is a rigorous research and development. It's a trial and error, so usually these things lead to failures. That's why it's really impressive when they don't, but we can take the successes we do get and the research that we gain from all of this as well. Yeah, and I'm sure it didn't cause Kessler syndrome. It certainly wouldn't have been a high enough inclination, I'm sure, even though it seemed like it was pretty high up. I'm sure, you know, its orbital or its trajectory was still to re-enter in the Indian Ocean, so it would be, you know, it would be on that trajectory. Any debris should be on the same trajectory if it did blow up, which I assume is what they're saying now, because it still did have one thruster, but there could have been catastrophic cascading engine failure that led the Raptor 2s to like a cascading failure that might have caused an explosion, or if there was a fire or burning element like they were mentioning earlier, then that could have also played a role and contributed to this, and then a cascading failure would cause a massive explosion. They could just take out the entire ship right then and there. I mean, that's one possibility I'd say, and that would explain the sudden loss of feed, because there's nothing left. But all in all, gang, I'd say I would still consider this a great success. And I hope you enjoyed this feed, this live coverage of the launch of the Starship rocket by SpaceX. This is pretty awesome and definitely groundbreaking. So I'll catch you all around the next one. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll try and get that update to you before the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Okay, gang, I told you I'd give you an update, and it's a day later. And what do we have going now? Well, there's been the orbital re-entry of the debris